Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have a question. My wife a while back had asked me if we could get somebody to clean the house, like, once a month, clean the house. And what's happened ever since then, and I was fine with it, but what's happened ever since then is the day before the people come to clean the house, my wife tells me that we have to clean the house. And so I'm totally confused by this whole concept. The idea that I have to clean before the cleaning people come to clean. If I'm paying someone to come clean my house, what I want to do is wake up, not make the bed, leave everything alone, not touch anything. If there's dishes on the counter, the day of when the people are coming, if there's things that are out, I intentionally do not want to clean those things up because I'm paying somebody to do it. Am I crazy in thinking this? Or is it a crazy concept that I have to clean and make sure the house is in order and decent looking before the cleaning people come to the house for me to pay them to clean? This concept is kind of driving me crazy. It reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where Jerry Seinfeld goes to, and he has reserved a rental car. And he gets there, and the woman tells him that there are no cars. And then he proceeds to explain to the woman, well, this is the whole concept of reserving the car is that you hold the car. I don't remember exactly how he said it, but you're supposed to hold the car for me. This is the whole purpose of reserving the car. Well, the cleaning people, the whole purpose of cleaning the house is that they clean the house, not me cleaning the house before I pay them to clean the house. Anyway, that just came up, and it's one of those things that sticks in my craw. I'm glad to hear your comments on that. Okay, Tweedsley. @Tweedsley sent me this very good piece of news today. MoneyGram and Ebix Cash sign exclusive strategic agreement to expand presence into India. Millions of consumers across the Ebix Cash network of more than 75,000 villages will access the MoneyGram global platform in a partnership that aims to service $3 billion in annual remittance volumes. And then it says details of the strategic partnership include MoneyGram has appointed Ebix Cash as an exclusive partner in India. MoneyGram will now be able to reach Ebix's 320 consumers through their 320,000 distribution outlets spread across 768 districts, 4,000 cities, and more than 75,000 villages. The strategic partnership aims to service remittance volumes of $3 billion annually, and you'll never guess who MoneyGram is partnered with for their remittance business. That would be Ripple, and yes, they do use on-demand liquidity, which uses XRP. Strap in, folks, because we are entering India, one of the most populated countries in the world. Okay, next from XRP Bart. I had a lot of good people that were busy today providing stuff. ICE Markets backed Bitcoin USD cash settled futures contract wrapped up December with a total of 18,946 contracts traded, settling a daily volume record of 2,224 contracts on December the 16th. So everything's getting lined up, folks. Now, one of the more interesting things you're going to hear today, listen up close. Peter Voss sent me this, @PeterVoss6. This is a Medium article. It's called 2020-2030 Digital Asset Outlook, Tokenization, DeFi, and the Netscape Moment for Financial Markets. I took some of the better clips out of this, and I'm going to read them to you right now. Listen close, folks. This is what you've been waiting for in this 2-year bear market, because it is here, folks. Listen close. Welcome to the 2020s, the digital asset decade. I like that. That sounds like a title. We're about to experience a decade of unprecedented financial transformation and wealth creation, driven by powerful new technologies and regulatory reforms, the likes of which we haven't seen since federal securities laws were created as a part of the New Deal after the Great Depression of the 1930s. We stand on the brink of a technological revolution that will fundamentally alter the way we live, work, and relate to one another. It is in its scale, scope, and complexity. The transformation will be unlike anything humankind has experienced before. Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Then they go on. Remember 1995? In 2020, we will celebrate a quarter century since the Netscape moment for the internet, when Mark Andreessen's new by the way, Mark Andreessen, who's an investor now in Ripple. Let me start back. In 2020, we will celebrate a quarter century since the Netscape moment for the internet, when Mark Andreessen's new browser company went public and unleashed the power of HTML to democratize information publishing and sharing on a global scale. The Netscape moment gave everyone democratized access to information through the internet. As the internet spread, web applications like Salesforce, Amazon, and eBay became popular as cloud applications, and they were further accelerated in 2008 when Apple bundled the internet into a mobile device and provided a programmable platform for mobile applications. The browser, the internet, and mobility gave birth to a generation of disruptive marketplace business models that we know as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Airbnb, and Uber. In the 2000 to 2019s, data became the new oil. And as it turned out, big tech effectively used that data to centralize much of the internet's power. Tokenization, the Netscape moment for investing, that's the final thing I wanted to hear. That's basically, they're saying tokenization of assets is the Netscape moment for investing. So you can kind of see just from hearing all of that where all of this is going, folks. All right, X-Men XRP sent me a couple of good things. The first is this. Hubble Hobie and FAM Properties partner to offer cryptocurrency payment options in real estate. Hobie, a leading digital asset exchange provider, today announced that it has partnered with FAM Properties to offer secure crypto payment options for its real estate investors, offering more payment flexibility with this new service. FAM Properties was recently honored by Dubai Land Department following an AED 10 billion sales during last decade. This award-winning agency is uniquely positioned to provide a distinctive proposition for its individuals and institutional clients to buy and sell properties using cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, XRP, and other cryptocurrencies, including stablecoins. So there you have it, folks. You're going to be able to buy real estate with your XRP. Next, X-Men XRP sent me this. This is one of those must-watch videos, folks. Here you go. Glenn Hutchins is the guy. Let me see if he's got a. Glenn Hutchins is the guy who was in the middle in that SEC video that we showed this past week. This guy knows what's going on. He's talking about crypto. He specifically mentions Ripple and XRP, folks. Specifically mentions it. Now, this is a video from Darren Moore Jr. You can go and give him a subscribe. He's one of probably the best researcher in the XRP community. Darren Moore, if you want to go watch this video. All right. And then there's this. Michael, VAL5 links. The weaponization of fiat currencies, payment rails, and central banks continue during conflicts in everyday life. It's only a matter of time before the people start adopting independent, apolitical, non-sovereign monies and payment rails such as Bitcoin. Now, this article is talking about how the U.S. threatens to shut down Iraq's bank account. Well, the U.S. has had a privilege of having the world's reserve currency for a long time, and the U.S. has been able to control countries like this. That is one of the many reasons that we're going to move away, not only from the U.S. having the world's reserve currency, but we're going to move away from fiat. Well, we'll have digitized, but any of these countries that think they're going to, with decentralized assets, that they're going to be able to control all of these countries the way they have traditionally, is kidding themselves. This is part of the reason I believe that a lot of these countries in their fiat are going to be forced into a situation where they have to create and have digital central bank digital currencies in limited supply. I don't believe they're going to be able to get away with this unlimited printing that they've done over the course of really, I guess, hundreds of years, or at least decades. Okay, Brian Melancholy XRP sent me a couple of things. The first thing is this from Davos, Switzerland, January 21st to the 24th. Our CBDC policymaker toolkit, co-created with over 45 central banks, will launch in Davos at our annual meeting. It's a coincidence that Ripple is working with over 45 or 50 central banks. It says, we expect a similar collaborative approach from the public sector as 2020 progresses. And in fact, the forum has already seen an increased willingness on the part of the public sector agencies to share learnings and challenges. As an example is our central bank's digital currency project, which has brought together more than 45 central banks to explore parameters for successful deployment of CBDC. Our CBDC policymaker toolkit, co-created with over 45 central banks, will launch in Davos at our annual meeting. There you go, folks. Okay, and then this was from Brian Melancholy as well. I had forgotten to go over this, but it's so classic, you got to see it. Now John McAfee is saying that he has a body double. The mystery deepens. Listen to this. People ask me from time to time about my doubles. Meet James Corwell, retiring today. We have been virtually interchangeable for going on 31 years. Be well, my good friend, and and I will never forget your night in a Mexican jail for me. It saved my life. And then he goes down, it says, Google the arrest of John McAfee, a.k.a. James Corwell, the night of my escape from Belize in November 2012. You will understand the debt that I will always owe to this man. Balls of titanium, the heart of a lion, and friendship worthy of a wolf. I mean, there's no telling. This guy, John McAfee, is the ultimate. Besides Donald Trump, he's the ultimate Twitter tweaker, is what I say. This guy's a genius. Okay, Chinu Patel, at Chinu Patel 29, sent me this. Coining 203, at Coining 203, a definite follower. He's a good guy. Yesterday, he found out that there was some pretty big XRP buy orders, and he's got a thread here. This was $1.9 million buy order for XRP. It was up to $2 million when Cryptopolis first told me. There's another great follow right there. First told me about it. Now, whoever's buying all this XRP, you are my hero. And it's got the buy orders in there, and then he's got a whole thread where there's other things like that going on that were sent to him from other people. Okay, and then there's this, Quantify Crypto. Let me see if I follow this. I do not. I'll do it now. 2020 is off to a good start for cryptocurrency. Look at the weekly crypto heat map. It shows XRP up around 10%. The highest gainer is Bitcoin SV, 41%. So we've got a pretty strong start to this year. I just saw this and thought you needed to see. I think Chinu Patel sent me this. A hedge fund billionaire bought a Florida mansion for $111 million, setting a new state record. That looks like the kind of mansion I would like to have when all this goes off. Look, they've got a cool pool on the inside right there. How neat is that? I think we all need a mansion like that before we die, right? And then there's this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. I really hope none of you have given up on XRP, because it will be the biggest mistake of your life. Never give up on what will change your life for the better. And I will finish it with my own quote. Napoleon Hill, opportunity often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. I know this from many experiences in my life. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that opportunity does often come disguised in the form of a misfortune or temporary defeat. That's just a fact, folks. Thank you for listening.